Schmeling, Sharkey, Carnera, Bear and Braddock, and we couldn't even find someone good enough to challenge them. But in 1937, along came Tommy Farr from Tonypandy in Wales and spent 15 rounds in New York valiantly trying to overturn the great Joe Louis. Tommy lost the decision, but won the respect of a nation. And when he died this year, Tommy was still being complimented for those 60 minutes with Louis half a century ago. Another long wait, until in 1955, the late Don Cockle of Battersea took on the fearsome Rocky Marciano in San Francisco. Don didn't really have a chance, but he went 9 courageous rounds, and many a good man didn't get that far against the Rock. Since Don, the challenges have increased in number, but been no more successful. Our best bet was Henry Cooper. Who can forget that night at Wembley in 1963 when he smacked Cassius Clay, who wasn't yet known as Muhammad Ali, on the seat of his elegant pants with a sweeter left hook as you'll ever see. No, it wasn't for the world title, and no, Henry didn't win, but he won eternal fame for what he did. And 3 years later, he did fight Ali for the title, but he got cut again, and he lost again. We also doff our hats to Brian London, Joe Bugner, and Richard Dunn, all of whom had a go and failed. Now it's 10 years since anyone had a go. But Big Frank carries our hopes, and more essentially carries a bigger punch than any of our previous challengers. Our first glimpse of the young giant from Wandsworth was in the ABA finals of 1980. He'd been boxing only 2 years. Frank's already famous punching power didn't materialise in this 3-rounder with Rudy Pica, but he won a close decision. Eye problems postponed his professional debut for 2 years, and then, in March 1982, he was matched against Lupe Guerra of Mexico, and so began his long sequence of very short fights.
Bruno setting him up with the left jab there. Down he goes again. Oh, that punch seemed to land across the top of the head. And I don't think he wants to get up from that one. And he's out.
Heaven knows the heavyweight scene in this country could do with a lift. And Stevenson's folding up on the middle rope and comes out over it, and his foot appears in my face, and he's not going to make it back. No way he's going to make it back, and the crowd are beginning to boo, and he's counted out. Oh, good punch. Right and left hand, and over goes Gibbs in the fourth. Good punches left and a right. Oh, that was a good combination from Bruno, and he was quick for a big man. His first fight abroad, and he's impressing the locals. And the Makusa supporters have suddenly gone very quiet, and they'll be quieter still after that. Left, right. Oh, he's got it. Started the second round, and the Belgian is over, and that might be it for the night, and it is. KO, second round. Bruno does it again. And if this one goes, he'll go with a real bang, because he is very tall, and he weighs just over 16 stone. Oh, there we are. Bang. 35 seconds. Bruno upright, a giant. Nielsen a big man, but crouching over, and taken with a right hand early in the third.
Bruno's philosophy, despite some of the criticism he takes about just stopping men quickly and not gaining the experience, that's what he wants to do. He just likes to stop fights. Down goes punches. It was the uppercut there that did it. That was a good left hook, and it's taken everything out of Jameson. His leg came up, his right leg came up as he got a hit, and the following punch sent him crashing down, and that, I think, is going to be the end of this fight. Bruno has just shown the American public what he can do with a punch. Lawless is delighted. That is an amazing win. And over goes Sharkey. Fairly predictably, I would have thought. Flat on his face, and almost certainly flat out. So far, the story had been predictable.
But now the challenge facing manager Terry Lawless was to find an opponent whose chin was strong enough to withstand the Bruno assault, but who was not so formidable as to undo all the good work that had gone into Bruno's build-up. And so onto the scene came Floyd Jumbo Cummings, who in October 1983 almost destroyed the carefully laid plans of the Bruno camp.
Oh, what a good right hand, right on the bell. Oh, Bruno's gone. He's gone. He's out on his feet. One punch, a right hand, and he doesn't know what's hit him. And suddenly the young prospect has come unstuck. Oh, how he's come unstuck. One big right hand from Cummings. And if that bell hadn't come up, then that might have been the end. And now they've got to get him round for round two. This was it. There it was. What one socking right hand brought him to a standstill. His legs are gone. And I don't know how he got himself back to the corner. Look at that. Fell into the arms of Lawless, and Lawless took him back, and Lawless has to bring him out for the second.
Lawless did a remarkable revival job. And then, in the seventh...
Oh, there's the right. He's found him at last. There's the big Bruno right. That's the one he's been saving. And Cummings wishes he'd saved it a bit longer. Now then, can the big American survive it? He's got it. First knockdown. Round 7. What a sensation. He's made it to his feet, but his legs have gone and he's counted out. Floyd Jumbo Cummings has been stopped for the second time in his life, and faster than he's ever been stopped before. And Bruno is the hero of the night and of the year.
Well, hero of the night, certainly. But Frank's confidence had suffered a setback. 3 opponents later, he was matched against James Bone Crusher Smith, a man of considerable pedigree. After 9 rounds, Bruno was well ahead on points. But in the final 10th round, just when he should have played safe, Frank did just the opposite.
Oh, he's got him with the left. Smith got him with the left, and Bruno's legs went. And he better get off those ropes and out of trouble quickly. And Bruno is taking too much. And he doesn't know where he is. Smith doing a Cummings on him. And Bruno looks out on his feet to me. Oh, he's got him. Oh, dear me, the end of the Bruno story by the look of this. He took it all on the ropes, and the left hook whipped over, and he's counted out. Bruno is knocked out in the 10th round. Bone Crusher Smith has crushed his man, and the Bruno story is virtually over.
It was Frank's first and only defeat. Fortunately, not the end of the road. The comeback began. Lucien Rodriguez, former European champion, was engaged to provide Frank with a test that could put him back on the big road.
He's often accused of being a bit statuesque, Frank, but he's moving around the ring quite snappily at the moment, and he's hurt Rodriguez, and Rodriguez is over. With 30 seconds of the first round remaining, and he's badly hurt. Badly hurt. Is he going to make it? He's only coming up very slowly at 9, and he can't go on. It's all over. That's amazing. Rodriguez is stopped in the first round by Bruno, and that's the first time Rodriguez has been stopped for 6 years. Here's a man who went a full distance with Larry Holmes, and Frank Bruno has put him away in about 2.5 minutes. Now that is the most astonishing result Bruno's ever had.
This crushing victory paved the way for the next great night in Bruno's young life in October 1985. A shot at the European title held by the big Swede, Anders Eckler.
Second out, round 4.
And this crowd sensing that Bruno could be on the edge of victory here. He's got him again with the right, and a second one, and he's down. Right at the start of the 4th round, 10 seconds in. Is he going to beat the county? I don't think he is. He's not coming up, and Bruno is the European champion, and he's made his mark in the world. Bruno's first title, and he's only 23, and he's done it in the opening seconds of the 4th round.
After 20
you can hardly do
seconds
any
of round
better
4,
than that.
the winner and new heavyweight champion of Europe is Frank Bruno.
Here we are again. the opening seconds of the fourth round. He'd had him going in the third, and suddenly the right hand and then the big right uppercut came in. And another right and another right. And the 6'6" giant crashed to the canvas. It was all over from that point. Bruno's a good finisher. Once he had him on the hook, he didn't let him off.
Frank, congratulations. Well, how does it feel to be a champion?
It feels beautiful, very, very beautiful. I didn't think I would see you again, Harry, you know what I mean? I thought you retired from the show, but...
No, you got it all wrong. No. Right, tell me all about it.
Well, at first I tried to knock him out because I know someone else knocked him out and people what beat him, but he was a good guy, big 17.5 stone, and he could jab and move well and he could punch. I dig a little bit, but I thank God I'm champion, Harry. You don't know how it feels to be champion.
You didn't jab too badly yourself.
I
looked good.
Yeah, I was trying to knock him out with the jab instead of picking it and trying with the hook, but I've been rusty for about 6 weeks, so what do you expect, Harry?
You did have one right hand that caught you. He did hurt you a bit in the
I don't think it hurt me. No, all the punches what he caught me with, I knew that they were going to come. I was trying to exhaust himself out because I knew I had to go more than 1 round tonight, you know, because he's a tough boy, you know.
Following that resounding victory, Bruno demolished his next opponent, American Larry Frazier, and so came to the ultimate test of his career so far, a showdown with the South African Jerry Coetzee. How would Bruno handle a man of Coetzee's undoubted strength?
So Bruno on trial tonight, and this crowd knows it. This is the authentic big fight atmosphere here tonight. 10,000 people packed into this Wembley arena, knowing that one punch from either side could end this dramatically. What a welcome Bruno got tonight. The biggest reception he's ever had in his life as he came to the ring to face this giant South African, Jerry Coetzee, the former heavyweight champion of the world. One man looking for the comeback road, the other man looking for the glory that comes with going for the big one. Bruno, one fight, perhaps only one punch away from a crack. And the world title, the right's got him. Inside a minute, he's got him. One right hand from the blue, the cool Bruno. Coetzee, perhaps hit as hard as he's ever been hit. 1 minute gone. Now he might be dangerous. Bruno mustn't get careless. Coetzee's cut underneath the left eye. He's been cut many times in recent fights, and he's cut again. What a start by Bruno. 55 seconds. A right hand and another. Surely he can't get it over inside a round. Coetzee's only been stopped twice. He's got him again. He won't get up from that. He's stretched out over the photographers. He'll never make it. He's out. And Bruno is on his way to a crack at the world title. You can hardly believe it. Terry Lawless can hardly believe it. That's the most amazing win we've seen in the British ring for many years, and Coetzee is still out. Under 2 minutes. Bruno has got to be the hardest hitting heavyweight in the world today, and he's just proved it on the former heavyweight champion of the world, the South African Jerry Coetzee.
Well, he's been tremendous today. You know, he kept saying to me, "Don't worry, I'm okay, I'm just concentrating." You know, he was so relaxed. We've had the music right to the last second till we come out. I know what he's capable of. I've seen this guy's power in the gym, and I knew it had to come one time. Tonight it came the right time.
It came absolutely the right time. Frank, many congratulations.
Where's Harry?
He's down there.
Yeah.
He was describing it.
Right.
Brilliant.
Yeah, thank you very much, Des. I trained for suddenly 3 months for this fight, you know. At times I thought I was overtraining, and I'd done so much training, running up hills, press-ups, sparring with Gary Mason, Horace Notice, with Jimmy Young, with Adrian Elliott, with Jimmy Tibbs on the pads, Frank Black, and it all worked out tonight, you know what I mean? Because I hit him with that right hand, and he'd have to be a baboon to really stand up to that, Des. But I just thank God I've won, you know, and I'd like to thank all the people what stood by me through the Bone Crusher fight, and you know what I mean, all over these years, and all these people here what are supporting me. Is beautiful.
Frank is hoping to reward his supporters in the best possible way by winning the WBA heavyweight crown. In training, he's been as thorough and determined as ever for the crucial fight with Tim Witherspoon, an opponent who doesn't hide his respect for Bruno's qualities.
I'm going to show you that Frank Bruno is a great fighter, a good British fighter, but I think I'm the best in the world. And I gave him 7 rounds, you know, for respect. But I believe I'm going to do it even earlier than that. I'm just ready to knock Bruno out, and the dream that the English people was dreaming for so long. They've been dreaming so long, the dream's going to end as soon as the bell rings. They might as well stop dreaming now, forget about it. The press tried to discourage me, but there's no way. I'm a champion. I fought. The reason why I came over here because I'm a champion. I wanted to go through the things that great champions like Muhammad Ali did and all the other champions. He went to Zaire, he went to other big countries and came out on top. I really and truly want to do this.
How much sparring did you do with Witherspoon?
Well, I worked for him for about 3 major fights. Fight he had down here, the fight before the title, and fight he had down in Florida.
How good is he?
He's a strong, good, agile, awkward fighter. He's champion of the world. You know, before he won a championship, he was ranked #1 on all three boxing associations.
Now, when you came to work with Frank Bruno, were you expecting an easier job than Witherspoon or a more difficult one?
Yeah. My first impression was because everybody was telling me, said, man, that guy knocked the wet out of water. You know, he's strong. Don't let him hit you. You know. I said, you know, when I come down here, I'm expecting a big, stiff guy. You know, I didn't expect, you know, him to be as agile as he is. And I said, it's going to be pretty easy work. But I found it different. He's not only strong as a bull, but he's agile. You know, he can move and he's fast.
How would you compare him with Witherspoon?
Well, matching on ability-wise, you know, I think he's a much more talented fighter. But Witherspoon is so awkward. You know, and that's where his advantage is with most orthodox boxers, is that he's so awkward that he throws your plan off. So it's all going to depend, you know, that night. But he has the tools. You know, like I said, he has the tools. Is what it takes to win.
Much will depend on how Witherspoon approaches the fight, won't it? Do you think?
Yeah, like I said, you watch the way he comes down here. Now I've seen him take fights, you know, just like I did. Me coming down here, I thought this was going to be pretty easy work for me, to be honest with you. And then he might be taking that same thing, saying, well, it's a big stiff guy. You know, if he come in anywhere from like 228 on, you know he's not serious. He'll be flabby. But if he comes down here 221, 223, you know he's serious.
Who are you tipping to win?
I'm gonna have to go with Frank. I wouldn't be down here working with him. You know, I don't trip myself to working with losers. You know, I work with 3 world champions, and I think that's something good, a feather in my cap. And I'm hoping that Frank will be the 4th. You know, he has all the tools to do it, and it's up to him.
Big night out.